It's all of your dreams wrapped into one bright, shiny package, perfectly outfitted and ready to sail off into the sunset. You're a boat owner. What could go wrong? How about this? Once somebody's dream boat, now an empty shell. A haunting reminder of what once was and what could have been. But how did it happen? How did your boat and all your dreams fall apart?
People buy boats, and that's the cheapest part of the whole deal. Maintenance is just, it's costly. I mean, I've seen boats sit for years.
Nick should know. He's lived on a boat near Green Cove Springs for years now, and he learned about the high cost of boat ownership the hard way. When his last boat came loose from its moorings, flew into the city pier and sank, he ended up going to jail. The charge? Abandonment of a derelict vessel. But it doesn't have to come to that. All over Florida, law enforcement officials work with boat owners to try and solve problems before they get out of hand. They'll tag a boat as at risk and add it to a statewide database that tracks vessels' conditions.
What we would do is we would come up there, we'd try to find some numbers on this boat, something to identify it with, and we would try to locate an owner. If we're able to locate an owner, we would send them a letter stating that their boat is a derelict vessel and they would need to come and take care of it.
That's where the issue gets thorny, though.
What we find is a lot of people don't realize it's state law that when you sell a boat or you change your interest in a boat in any way, shape, or form, if you sell it, you destroy it, you're stolen, you have to contact the DHSMV, which is the Department of Motor Vehicles, and let them know that that boat is no longer in your name. Otherwise, 12 years from now, after you've sold the boat and you never contacted the DHSMV, then someone's going to, it's likely that you're going to get investigated that this boat is in this condition out here. And you may not have had anything to do with that boat for 10 or 12 years.
When a boat is deemed derelict, and that means falling apart, not just ugly, owners can face both criminal and civil penalties. Criminal charges like abandonment and felony dumping can include jail time. High fines are used to cover the expensive costs of removing the boats, which can run as high as $100,000. If you don't pay up, you could lose your rights to register any other vessels or vehicles, and that includes cars and trucks. Of course, if the owners can't be found or won't pay, it's the taxpayers who foot the bill. So why not just leave these boats out there to rot? Because derelict boats aren't just an eyesore. They can be dangerous, both to other boaters if they're navigation hazards and to the environment.
A lot of the boats that we are investigating have oils on them. They have fuel tanks or marine sanitation devices that can pollute the water, as well as mess up the seagrass, the natural seagrass, and the bottom composition there. So it's imperative that we get these things out of the water.
The answer to this problem: know what you're getting into and how to keep your boat and yourself safe.
People buy a boat thinking they're getting a great deal. They start out with these projects like, I'm gonna fix that boat up, and it just becomes overwhelming. And then rather than giving it to somebody else or doing something with it, they feel they got money in it, and they just discard it.
To take care of your vessel, not only the paperwork, make sure you're complying with the navigation rules, make sure you're complying with state law, with keeping your boat up to date, and keeping it where it's not going to become a problem for us later on to have to get the boat out of the water and cause the taxpayers to have to pay for that.